Good evening. Thank you for joining my Wicked Wisdom Wednesday podcast. I'm your host, Jim McCollum. I'm the Gold Star father of United States Marine Lance Corporal Riley J. McCollum, killed in action, Kabul, Afghanistan, at Abbey Gate on 8/26/2021. I raised my kids as a single dad in western Wyoming. I'm the proud father of 2 daughters, Royce and Cheyenne, and a grandfather to 3 beautiful grandkids. I'm a cowboy carpenter poet, published author, public speaker, and Wyoming native. I enjoy Wyoming's landscapes and outdoor opportunities. From chasing elk in the fall to playing with bears in the spring or casting a fly on a river or stream, I love the Wyoming outdoors. Getting from point A to point B in Wyoming allows me ample time to follow the white line down the highway. It's here that I find the white line wisdom and highway philosophy that create Wicked Wisdom Wednesdays. I hope you enjoy this evening's podcast. Thanks for tuning in. Jim. Welcome. Thanks for joining me for Wicked Wisdom Wednesday. A little rainy, a little snowy. Supposed to get some snow tonight, Wyoming, and I'm not even complaining today. Please like, share, follow. If you like the poems and stuff that I post to social media, please, peek at my Wicked Concepts webpage. You can find that in my link in my bio. Again, there's books, glasses, apparel, all kinds of good stuff there. Support the cause. Been a good week since last week. A lot of things have happened since last Wednesday. If you missed last Wednesday, it was a fun one. Royce joined in. Hold on a second. I forgot what I'm doing here. Royce joined me. Can't remember how to get to my comments. And we kind of touched on the bear thing and had some fun there. That was a good one. I'm hoping when she comes back, we can jump on that again. Some of our adventures and some other things. We got bear stories, elk stories, deer stories. We got all kinds of good stuff. But you got a pretty good feel of what we do and what life's like in Wyoming for us, and just the chaos and the misadventures and all that fun stuff. Can't see. Hold on. Did the podcast, and then Friday I'll just give a quick recap. Little repetitive if you caught my coffee with the kid, which I jumped on to do 5 or 10 minutes and ended up being on for about 40. Just kept rambling, had a lot to talk about. But Friday headed over to Jackson and did some things there. Went and sat with Riley on the town square. Took a drive up the elk refuge as far as you can go. They got the road closed up there where the 90 is, but went up there, got some pictures of the Tetons, the sleeping Indian, looking for the sheep, but the sheep weren't there. But the whole purpose of going over was to meet Cammie and Garrett for lunch and finally meet Logger, their little man. And I had a blast. It was great seeing them, great catching up. All trips are too short, but it's been too long since I've seen them. So it was really nice to spend some time with them. And I don't know, they're 2.5 hours or something. I held on to that little guy the whole time. We just played, and he is cute. So yeah, that was good. Then came back. Saturday, I took care of things here. Royce had gone back to Colorado, so I just kind of took care of some stuff here. And then Sunday, had a luncheon meet and greet with Bo Beitman, Wyoming politician who's running for Harriet Hageman's seat. Cynthia Loomis decided not to run, so Harriet is running for her Senate seat. and gave up her representative seat. So Bo, and as of yesterday, I think there's 9 people running for that seat. But it was really nice to go kind of listen to him and get a feel for what that's all about. I mentioned Monday that I had met him once before, March of 2022. I had met him in Cheyenne. They were Honor and Riley, and briefly got to meet him there. So it was nice to see him again, and hear his platform and where he stands on some things and what his goals are. So, the political season kicking off. It's going to be a crazy one here. I don't know if you follow Wyoming politics, you'll understand, but politics in general is a nasty business. But governor's going to be a tough one. You got 3 to sort out and to choose from. I'm kind of down to 2 right now, but I need to hear some answers. Got a lot of questions. I need to hear their answers too. And the world has changed, and the world has evolved, and it's a little smash mouth right now. So, interesting to see how this plays out and how people hold up. Like I said, it's just the beginning. See how things shake out. Who stumbles, who slips, who rises to the occasion. See, I got some notes here. Try to keep myself on task. Yeah, that was so that was Sunday. Lost my train of thought. Then I had just left. I hadn't been out the door probably 2 minutes, and got a call from Taylor. He was at the luncheon as well, him and his wife and daughter, and they're going to go throw some lead through their pew-pews, and asked if I wanted to join them. Well, of course. So I ran home real quick, took care of Zeus, and grabbed a couple and went and hung out with them for a few hours. Kel-Tec, manufacturer in Rock Springs. Taylor, they've got 3 of them, and they let me throw some lead through his, and I was impressed. Really fits in the hand well, super duper light, good conceal carry. Really impressed. Nice design. It's got Rock Springs right on it. It's pretty, and made in Wyoming, so you got to support that, and fairly inexpensive as far as that goes. So give that a look if you're in the market, or whatever. Check it out. Just even if you're just curious. Kel-Tec, Keltec. Yeah, that was fun. And then like I said, Monday morning I did a coffee with the kid. Jumped on to do a quick one and talked about a lot. I talked, the Cami reunion and hanging out with her and Garrett and the little guy. Just kind of touched on what the week had looked like and what the weekend had looked like. And then the me part, me sorting my shit out. It's going well. I've mentioned several times, kind of likened it to peeling the layers of an onion back. We haven't even got to the onion yet. I do an individual counseling deal, and then I also do a group one. And it's a little overwhelming sometimes. I'm just like this. They ask a question, I answer it. I got a lot of things to say, so I just kind of let things fly, which is good. It's good for me. It's a way to purge things, just kind of like my writing and everything else. So it's good to open up and express thoughts and get some of that stuff out in the open. But I've realized a lot of things. A lot of the tools and the practices and trying to get my shit together I already know. I used to do some of these things with the wrestlers and with Riley for sure. And um, I can describe them, talk about them, give you a dissertation on exactly what to do, but can't seem to do it for myself. And had a class Monday, and after that one, took a drive just to kind of putt around. Um, I realized that since Riley died, I don't allow myself to be happy. Something good will happen, and there's a lot of good things that happen. Good things that happen with my girls, and a lot of positive things in my life, and things that I am very grateful for and appreciative of. And I recognize those moments and things and all of that, but I won't allow myself to be happy. So that's something I've got to figure out, and I've got to, as we start peeling the layers of the onion back, I know why. Such a crushing loss. And he was so young, 20 years and 6 months. It just doesn't make sense in my head that I'm allowed to find happiness. Whether that makes sense to you or not, that's what I see, that's what I feel. To smile feels wrong. It's a betrayal. To find any happiness is wrong. It's a betrayal to Riley. All the things I do for him, the conversations I have, the things I share, all the beautiful memories and everything. I can't get past that. For me to find happiness in joy in anything is a betrayal to Riley. And then you throw Dad in the mix. Riley died, and then Dad died 10 months later. I'm not sure how to get there. I see it, I know it, I understand it. So that's what I got to work on, is how to navigate that and get to a place where I don't feel guilty for smiling, for being happy. Relationship wise, personal relationships. That's a huge roadblock as to me moving forward with somebody in my life. For whatever reason, I can't allow myself to feel good. So I just feel shitty. But anyway, it's nice, like I said, to share that stuff and talk about it. And it's things I recognize, I know them, but then to bring them to light and to actually share that with somebody is definitely helpful. But it's also frustrating as hell. It's like, I get it, I know it, I see it. How do I fix it? And that's the biggest problem I have, is I don't know how to fix the shit that's fucked up in me. Bizarre. It's a crazy existence. It's I don't know. And part of it is like, and there's been some conversation back and forth, things that I need to let go of. It's like, I'm not willing to let go of those thoughts, at least not yet. Again, it feels like a betrayal, or I'm saying goodbye. And the same reason I haven't finished his book. When I write that last page, put that last period in the book, there's too much finality there. Maybe that's what I need, and maybe that would be healing, but in my heart, I just can't do it. So that's where we're at with that. You're getting better. Things are better. Health wise, the steps I'm taking there, and the things. And if you're on Facebook commenting, I apologize. I can't remember how to get to where the comments are. Gonna have to write down notes, and I got monitors open everywhere. But my apologies if you're commenting. I'll have to play catch up later. But yeah, The things I'm doing health wise to try to rectify some of this crap is going well. I think the water retention and the weight gain from the TRT is annoying as hell. It's uncomfortable. Today it felt much better. I didn't feel the bloat and the like I was a Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. So we'll see. Been hitting Planet Fitness. I might go again tonight. Definitely going tomorrow. I might go twice tomorrow, actually. Once early in the morning and then once I have something going on tomorrow. Oh yeah, I got something going on tomorrow. Something for you guys to laugh at me about. But I'll definitely go tomorrow night as well. Tomorrow, don't know if you've noticed, but and yes, I'm a little bit old and I don't care. Judge me and judge this. I'm going to get my eyebrow pierced for the 4th time. I just got it done. I had it, took it out, couldn't get it back in, closed up, got it re-pierced, and somewhere in my house, I think it's in my house, who knows, it fell out randomly. I checked my bedding, washed all my sheets, took everything off, pillowcases, all that. Thought maybe when I was laying on the couch or something, I've checked everything there. Have no idea where it went. So 6 o'clock tomorrow, going to go get the scar tissue punctured again. The reason that is so special to me and I want to get it done, one, is because I can do it and it's kind of a in your face type thing. I really don't give a shit what anybody thinks type deal. But Gigi and I got it done together after Riley died. I think we were in San Diego about the same time we all got the 13 tattoos. But we were just talking and she's like, I've always wanted to get my eyebrow pierced. And that was it. That's all it took. And so we all loaded up and Gigi and I went and got our eyebrow pierced. And then, that we all got the 13 tattoos. And I don't know if you can see this, but I was with the girls in Florida. Oh, good grief. Anyway, Royce and I have talked about this one. I was with the girls in Florida and we decided basically everywhere we meet Gigi, we either go get pierced or tattooed or something. So the whole Riley, oh, heck yeah, oh, F yeah. I got that redone. Been waiting forever to do it. And Royce says, I can't believe you got it done before me. She's wanting to get hers touched up too. Hands and fingers fade really fast. So I got the finger done, the McCollum salute. And I'll go get the eyebrow whacked again. Going to change my earrings, go back to the bigger hoops and go silver again. These are just too damn small. I thought I'd like the black, but I don't like it as much as I thought I would. What else? Joe Burdick. For those of you who know who he is, you've probably seen what he helped get done in Ohio. And this is huge. This is fantastic. And my Wyoming senators and representatives, take note of this. And man, if you can do something and push forward with something in the likeness that Ohio did, I think it was their Senate Bill 244, if I remember correctly. And I wrote the senators down, Timken and Rogner. And they've been working with Joe. It's taken a couple years, but they have set aside a day to honor the 13 kids in the state of Ohio. And Governor DeWine, thank you to him for signing it. First state in the nation to do something like this. And it gave me goosebumps and hit me right in the feel goods when I saw that post and that they had gotten it done. That's huge for us. All of us families don't want the 13 kids forgotten. And this is just another way to make sure they're remembered. So, Stacy, John, JT, if you can do something like this for the state of Wyoming and set aside a day of remembrance, that would be huge. Speaking of Stacy, she just recently, just a couple days ago, announced that she is running for her Senate seat again. So full endorsement, full support. Fantastic for Wyoming, fantastic for Sweetwater County. Just a great person in general. Another Wyoming native, born and raised, been in Sweetwater County for many, many years. Business owner here, raised their kids here, great family. So excited for her. I'm looking forward to helping in any aspect and capacity that I can. Another exciting thing coming up, might have mentioned this before, for July 4th, doing the State Trails Committee, Forest. Anyway, for the 250th anniversary, we're going to leave from Evanston, Wyoming, and in side-by-sides, Jeeps, four-wheelers, whatever you want. I'm actually riding with Taylor and Stacy. From Evanston all the way to Cheyenne. First stop will be in Rock Springs, second stop in Saratoga, third stop in Laramie, and then the day of the 4th, roll into Cheyenne at the Capitol to celebrate the 250th birthday. Pretty excited about that. Pretty cool. Taylor sent me a message yesterday for Saratoga. Room going quick, so got a room booked there, which is going to be good. It's 200 some odd miles that day, and Saratoga's got the hot springs, so soak off a little bit of dust and hang out and get ready for the next journey the next day. But that's going to be cool, and the majority of it is on dirt road and trails. Have to cross a little bit of paved stuff here and there, but by and large, it's all off the grid, off the beaten path, and it'll be exciting to do. And limited to 50, and all 50 spots have filled up, so it should be one heck of an event, and then a great celebration in Cheyenne when we get there. So really looking forward to that. The silly season, the political season kicking off. It's exciting, and I love it. It's always fun. But locally, I'm pretty well. The ones that have announced that they're running, I kind of know who I'm supporting and who I'm not. They have till, I think you have to declare by, I can't remember if it's May 13th or what date. I should know that, but I can't remember. In May anyway is when you need to declare and fill out the paperwork and all that good stuff. So be interesting to see who jumps in and who's running against who, not just locally, but statewide. And then for the state House of Representatives and Senate, I'm pretty locked in with the Senate seat, and pretty good idea on the House side. Pretty good idea. I'm pretty well committed on the House side of things. Again, we got to see how things shake out and what kind of stumbles and pitfalls there are, and who rises and who gets stuck in the weeds. So again, the meeting with Bo was fantastic, and another Wyoming guy, all for Wyoming, all about Wyoming. So and we need that voice in Cheyenne. As small as we are, there's a lot of things that happen in Wyoming that we need. If DC is going to make decisions for Wyoming, we need a good, strong voice in DC to represent Wyoming. So fun to see. And like I said, I think there's 9 in that race right now already. That's crazy. I can't remember for governor how many we have. At least name recognition. There's, I think, 4 for sure. Got things popping off all over. Hold on. I know there was a live thing, but I can't remember. I think I found it. Oh no. Uh-oh. I might have just kicked me off of Facebook. I'm not sure. I hope not. Jim, quit clicking buttons. Damn it. Anyway, I'm going to quit messing with that. What else is on my list here? I touched on that. Yeah, health-wise, let me get back to that. One thing I have noticed with the TRT and I don't know that I'm noticing much on the blood pressure side of things. It hasn't fluctuated much. It's staying pretty consistent anyway. And I don't have really high blood pressure. I'm just right there on the cusp of type 2 hypertension or whatever the heck it is. So I'm not really seeing a lot of changes there. But what were we? I think Friday will be 5 weeks, I believe. I'll have to look at the calendar again. But the mental clarity, for the most part, is much better. The brain fog is not there as much. And I do just feel better. So depends on the day and depends on the sleep schedule. The sleep thing is still a nightmare. Seems to be getting better and leveling out a little bit, but still a struggle. But I'm not waking up in the middle of the night as frequently. That hour and a half thing, had it last week, a couple days, I think 3 days, but it's not every night. So trying to get that figured out and balanced out. The exercise part is definitely helping. The mental clarity and the focus and that sort of thing is helping. And then the fact that I'm not as anxious and I'm not allowing those anxious moments and the anxiety to just rule everything. And it still gets me. Simple things. Going to that luncheon. Going to places I need to go or want to go, doing things that I have to do. There is the instant reaction inside me. It's visceral to just anything but that. How do I not have to do this? What can I do to not do this? It is so bizarre and pisses me off, but it's there. But I'm doing better. I'm better than it is. Taking steps and I just sometimes, which is so bizarre because this was not me. I was never like this. So it's all new and it's a whole different world that I'm dealing with and living with and processing. Royce made a good point though. It isn't entirely new. There have been things in my life where I did avoid certain situations and stuff. Because I've said, look at all the wrestling trips we go on and weigh-ins and getting the kids in and doing this, and said that's the point. You always had somebody with you. You were doing all these things, and yes, you went in, you took care of it, whatever. But I always had a crutch, more or less. I can't remember exactly how she said it, but never thought of any. I never questioned whether we need to go in here, we go in that door. Couldn't figure it out, and great, we'll just go here, we'll ask somebody. And it was never an issue. But she said when she remembers and she witnessed and took note of there were times when I was by myself and I did seem to struggle a little bit with the anxiety thing even then, but it is definitely compounded. And the ass kicking that I've taken has just mentally, physically, emotionally, health wise, since dad died, and I've been dealing with that crap with my sisters noticeably. Um, Even after Riley died, traveling, had hardly ever flown. And then, flying with the girls and going to meet Gigi and doing all these things, and then flying by myself I was meeting Gigi in South Carolina, and first time ever flying by myself, and navigated most of that pretty well. Um, the My ticket said Jim instead of James, and gave me a ration of shit at the Salt Lake airport about that. Like, you got to be kidding me. I said some things I probably shouldn't have said, but it's like, how dumb do you have to be to not recognize that Jim is short for James? Here's this. I showed him all kinds of ID and even pulled up social media. Had to step away before I ended up not being able to fly. Went back up, different ladies. Oh, no problem. Fixed it. 2 minutes. The other lady was just being a biatch. Anyway, but I navigated that and everything was good. So yeah, it's and that was 2 years of going to events and doing things and showing up and being present and having the mental clarity and acuity to do all the things that I needed to do for Riley and for the 13 and for my girls and for Gigi. And then the loss of dad, and then the shit that followed that. And that was every week. It was something new. Getting an email the day of, it was either the day before or the day of, I'll have to look again, an email on the very first anniversary of them dying. Just the vindictive shit that they did, giving us like 5 days notice to be out of dad's house. Just dumb shit. And it was every week it was something new. And anyway, all of that caught up to me. And I try to reflect, and I'd like to say that I recognized it, but I didn't recognize it. I just ended up in a hole. That's not true, because I did recognize it, because even last year, starting the podcast, last February, I mentioned some of this stuff. And leading up to that, I had mentioned some of this stuff. And certainly talking to my girls, noticing these changes and these just little Jimisms that I'm just not me. Something's not right here. So I was recognizing it, but I wasn't fully embracing what the hell was going on. And hell, I mentioned this not too long ago too. Before I finally took a step in January and reached out to somebody, I had already researched, people to talk to, places to go, saved addresses, saved phone numbers, but just never took that step to do anything about it. So I obviously was thinking about it for a long time. It was just easier to avoid everything. Part of it's being a guy, Wyoming, way I was raised, everything else, white knuckle it, we'll figure this out. But I got to the point where, nope, I'm not figuring it out. It's kicking the hell out of me. So anyway, interesting. That'd be a fun one to have a conversation with Royce about too. The things that she recognizes and stuff. And we talk about this stuff all the time. Hell, when she was truck driving, we'd talk about some of it. And I kind of miss that, other than being on the phone from 3 o'clock in the morning to 6 o'clock in the morning. I did like that, but sleep schedule is definitely screwed up. But I figured if she's doing it in the truck, I can certainly do it to help navigate snowstorms and stuff for her. And shit, we talked a lot. And then that was another thing that definitely did bite me in the ass is we went from talking all the time to a lot less frequent. And I never thought about it, didn't think about it at all. But I think that really affected me too. And then I've touched on this a little bit, but then even though it wasn't a loss, it felt like a loss to me. And with all the other shit I had going on, it just overburdened, short circuited me, and here we are today. Yeah, kind of crazy. Or I'm kind of crazy. I'm not sure, one or the other, or both. Again, I got sidetracked. I wasn't going to dwell on that as long as I did. What else we got? I mentioned Stacy announcing that she's running. Got a couple other friends here that are running. Cody, he announced that he's running again. A couple others that haven't announced, so I'm going to keep my mouth shut. A couple that aren't gonna run again. Hard to fill those seats. They've done good, a really good job, and hate to see them not run again, but it's not my choice. It's a big commitment. But I'll address that later when things are made public and I can actually discuss that and say some names and stuff and give them a proper thanks and appreciation for the work that they did do. Yeah, the Ohio thing is fantastic. Here's one that little Jim pissing and moaning about Wyoming and Teton County in particular. Okay, Ohio is going to do the Day of Remembrance. Almost every one of the 13 that died in Kabul have something named after them. A rec center, a highway, a post office. Some people here tried to get a road named after Riley. In Jackson, tried to get a bench, either a bench or a road, something named after Riley in his honor and in his memory. And Wyoming has shit the bed. Nothing. It's frustrating. It's painful. The Jackson piece really, and that's why I left, and I could give two shits about that place, honestly. That left a really sour taste in my mouth. Great homecoming. The things that they did do were absolutely beautiful. But after that, the whole we're going to remember, we'll never forget. The hell yeah. Can't even name a park bench after him or get a park bench put in place. It pisses me off. But one of the things that really did set the wheels in motion for me going, you know what, Jackson just isn't for me anymore. I believe it was not the first Memorial Day after he had died, but the second Memorial Day. Ed from the VFW, they meet in the town square and they, a Memorial Day presentation. And unfortunately, the crowds aren't very big. It's wonderful what they do and so appreciated. It's Memorial Day. Riley was a, local kid, hometown hero. Not a picture, not a sign, not anything. And I don't need anything extra, but something like that would have been nice. But you know what they did have? And this is in no way bashing a group of people by any means. Those who know me know where my beliefs and my tolerance and my understanding and everything else. But not a damn thing for Riley. But as you're driving up Cash Street north out of town, both sides of the road had Pride Month flyers, flags, and pictures all the way up and down the street on Memorial Day. But they couldn't hang one picture of my son. They couldn't do anything for the veterans, for the other people that we had lost. There's a whole monument in the town square with a whole bunch of names on it. And you fail to honor the people that give you the freedoms, but you shove that shit down everybody's throat. I'd be kicked off the Bulls for sure. If you search that up, the guy that got kicked off the Bulls for speaking about religion. Anyway, that was the one that really got the wheels spinning. It's like, no, Jackson has lost everything. One, it lost its Western flair. The community just had gone downhill over the course of the last 10, 15 years anyway. And then that one just stuck with me. Like, no. And then every week you see new, a march on the square for transgenders, a march on the square for No Kings, a march on the square for George Floyd, a march on the square. Like, come on. Jackson has lost any semblance of what it once was in the community that it used to be. Anyway. But again, a shout out to Ed, much appreciation for what he's done for us and for me and the girls, and always remembering Riley. He's had me in his office several times, and great guy, does a lot for the community, a lot for the veterans, and that is always appreciated. Even before Riley, died, it was always important. It was always nice to see. It was always disappointing that the numbers weren't better and the crowds weren't bigger, honoring, those that we lost on Memorial Day. But he does a good job, and again, hats off to him. And I can't thank him enough for all the things that he's done for the girls and I. Yeah. And if I could ask for anything, again, this is going to Stacy and John and whoever else is going to run, and you get to Cheyenne. This one's more of a personal thing and kind of painful. Some of what I'm going to say is part of what the coalition that I'm with, some of the other parents, we're working towards similar things. But if Wyoming can do something, and Bo, you mentioned you're on the Veterans Committee. I go to Home Depot. I go to a hotel. I'm checking out, checking in, whatever. Are you military? There's another one where I instantly freeze up, don't know what to say. But if there were something you could put on a driver's license, a separate ID, whatever is most cost effective, that recognizes Gold Star families as associated with military, that would be huge. Simple things like getting on bases. The Army, they've got their own system. There's a lot of things that you can do. Having a son that was a Marine, we don't get those same perks. So whether this can be something done statewide or something done nationally, I'd really enjoy somebody looking into what can be done to recognize Gold Star families to get into national parks at a discounted price, to get military discounts in some situations. Again, I'm not asking for anything free. I hardly ever ask for anything anyway, but that would be huge. And that would alleviate the anxiety and it's not shame. I don't even know what it is. Checking out at Home Depot, lots of places. Are you military? So to be recognized as a Gold Star family, someone who lost somebody in the military would be huge, not just for me, but all 13 families, I think would appreciate that, would benefit from it. And it would be recognition for us in a way, and almost a thank you that would be received extremely well by everybody. Anyway, maybe that's just me. I know it's not, because I've talked to some of the other parents, and there are some things that we would like to see to change going forward with scholarships to siblings and things of that nature. In Riley's case, yes, his little girl's going to be taken care of, thank goodness. But once they're gone, they're just gone. Everybody says, don't forget, and always remember, never forget. Well, look what the hell's happened since, 9/11. Yeah, you say never forget, and look what the hell's happening in New York. Who's the mayor of that place? The shit show that's becoming. You sure as hell forgot something. But that's neither here nor there. Completely different deals. But anyway, it started off really happy, and I just turned that into a bitch session. But anyway, that's all I got for today. That's all I'm going to share for today. Otherwise, I get myself in trouble. So we'll leave that alone. What is today? Wednesday. What's going forward? Got some things to do all day tomorrow. And then, like I said, 6 o'clock, going to go pierce some scar tissue. See if I get another black eye out of the deal. It's really pronounced, though. It's kind of fun. Hurt don't hurt. Burns a little bit, but after that, it doesn't hurt. Didn't go to the cabin this week like I was going to because of the rain and the snow. Did shuffle vehicles again today. Ready to hook up to one trailer to get out of here. But I'll be there Wednesday next week anyway. And then trying to decide. The snow and rain is supposed to last through Saturday, maybe into Sunday. I'll pay attention, see how much they get. I just can't drag this trailer down there in the mud. It'll end up sliding down the hill. So, and there's a big dip we got to go through. So got to make sure I make it up out of the dip, and then don't want to get sideways up there. So sometime next week, I might make 2 trips, or I might just wait until Wednesday when I'm going anyway to go play with the Bears. But I do need to get back Wednesday so that I can jump back on here. So we'll see. If I leave, I'll probably leave around 4:30 in the morning, get down there, take care of things, drop some things off, run into the bear, hobble my ass into the bear. It's going to be a slow trip because I am old. I know we need the moisture and all that good stuff, but I would like it to not be too much so the trip into the bear isn't going to kill me. But I'm excited. I'll hit one Wednesday. I'm not going to have time to do more than one. Get into the cabin, do what I need to do, leave the cabin on my way back here, and then I'll go play with that bear, change some SD cards, change some batteries, and decided to get the SD card and get back here and pull off some pictures and see what I got. If I got some good ones, I'll definitely be sharing them. What else? Plans for the weekend? Nothing much. I am going to try to go do a Wicked Wisdom weekend, get some video and some pictures, and again share some stuff with my subscribers. And please subscribe to my Facebook page, subscribe wherever you can. But yeah, go try to get some video, and rain or snow, it doesn't matter, but just go out and enjoy being outside a little bit. Take Zeus out and let him run some. And then, yeah, we'll start the week off with coffee with the kid, and I'll share what kind of trouble we got into between now and then. Again, thanks for tuning in. Much appreciated. And I will catch you next time. Thank you for tuning in and following my Wicked Wisdom Wednesday adventures. You never know where the path or topics are going to take us. Please like, share, follow, and subscribe. You can find me on social media at the links listed at the end of this video. You can also find me on Spotify and YouTube at Wicked Wisdom Wednesday. Join me Monday mornings for Coffee with the Kid, and randomly on weekends for Wicked Wisdom's Weekend Adventures. I do appreciate all your support. Thanks again, Jim.